Hi everyone, my name's Helen if it's your first time here, and today I'm going to be taking you through a Yoga for Beginners yoga flow. Now you may need a block for this practice, and it's nice to have it to sit on, so you can either use a block, a book, a pillow, just something to elevate your hips a little bit whilst we are seated. So come down, come find a comfortable seat. Cross-legged is preferable, but just make sure you feel comfortable through the hips. So even if you need to take a higher block or a higher seat, we want the knees lower than the hips if we can. And then rest your hands somewhere on your thighs or in your lap, just somewhere that feels kind of comfortable. And then rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Let's take a nice big breath in through the nose together. And take a big sigh out. Whew. Lovely. One more big breath in. And this time as we exhale, close off the eyes and settle into your seat. So really feel your sitting bones on the support beneath you. See if you can reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. So there's an alertness through the spine. And then just start to notice how you're naturally breathing without changing it in any way. Maybe it's fast or slow, deep or shallow. Maybe it feels cool or warm. Just start to get really curious about the breath. It is really the most important part of any physical yoga practice. We're going to take a little practice here. We're going to breathe in and out for a count of 4. So in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4. So breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue this breath so that the length of the inhale matches the length of your exhale. So we have this smooth, even breathing. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open, reaching the hands up and overhead. And then as you exhale, bringing the hands down. So with that rough count of in for 4, out for 4, inhaling. And exhaling. Just starting to synchronize breath with movement, movement with breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. This time, take a breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to come down to one hand side. So bringing the left hand across, right hand over. Find that nice big side stretch. Make sure this sitting bone stays grounded, so the tendency is to kind of lift up. See if you can keep it rooted. And then just notice where the breath kind of goes into this side, how it feels. Lovely. Inhale, come on up. And then as you exhale, come over to the opposite side. See how that transfers. Now it doesn't need to be like the deepest kind of stretch ever. Just enough for you to feel that stretch for your waist and your rib cage. Lovely. On the in-breath, slowly coming up. This time, as you exhale, you're going to bring your right hand across, left hand behind, taking the twist. So draw your belly in and see if you can twist yourself towards the left hand side. Lovely. Chin is parallel with the floor. Inhale, reaching the hands high up. Exhale, let's take it over to the opposite side. So pull your belly in, and as you do that, you'll find you can twist just that little bit more. Just being mindful that we're not over twisting through the neck. Lovely. As you inhale, reaching the hands high, come to face forwards. And as you exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. Wonderful. We're going to come to an all fours position. So hands out in front. So you want your hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Lovely. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift the chest and tip your tailbone up. Reach the crown of the head up. We're going to hold it here just for a couple of breaths. Should feel a nice stretch through that front body, the arc of the lower back. Good. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, tip your tailbone down. And as you do that, you'll find the crown of the head begins to drop down. Look towards your toes, making this angry cat shape. And take a couple of breaths here, looking towards the toes, scooping the belly up. Lovely. Let's begin to synchronize breath and movement. So as you inhale, drop your belly, tip your tailbone up, look up into cow. And then as you exhale, slowly articulate the spine into your cat. Lovely. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up, arc the lower back. And as you exhale, round it on out, push into the earth. Lovely. As you inhale, come to a neutral spine this time. Spread your fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes, and then you're going to send your sit bones back to your heels. And then imagine someone is lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees a little soft into a downward facing dog. Lovely. So in your downward facing dog, you want your feet about hip width apart, fingers spread nice and wide. Now I have a tutorial with a longer breakdown of downward facing dog. I'll leave it in the comments below so you can check in with your downward facing dog. Lovely. As you inhale, come forwards to a high plank position. So your legs are out straight and hands are right underneath the shoulders. Good. Spin your inner elbow forward so your biceps are shining forwards. Take a breath. And as you exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes, biceps are forward, and you're going to slowly, slowly lower down so your elbows brush your ribs. Wonderful. As you inhale, roll the shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, find a little lift in the chest. Now the hands might be doing a little bit of work, but if you feel like they're doing too much work, just hover your hands off. Good. As you exhale, lower the forehead down. Good. Inhale, lift, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, lower. Pushing into the hands. Come through all fours back to your downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, lifting the seat, downward facing dog. Lovely. Lift up your kneecaps, engage your quads. And don't worry that those heels are floating off the mat. It's a good thing. And find length through the lower back. So maybe there's a softness through the knees. Don't feel like you need to lock out the knees ever. Good. From here, we're going to tiptoe the feet towards the hands in as many little steps as you need. And just take a nice easy forward fold. So the feet are about hip width apart. Soften through those knees so you might feel your belly onto your thighs. And just like a really nice like ragdoll. So the head is heavy, no need to hold that up at all. Good, and then soften the knees a little more and slowly, slowly begin to rebuild yourself one vertebrae at a time. So you roll up nice and slow. Head is the last thing to stack on top. Good, let's find our mountain pose. So big toes are together. Fan out those toes and then you want to bring your heels about 1 inch apart. Make sure you're pressing down through your feet fully. And then lift your kneecaps, engage your quads. Good. Zip up through your belly. Imagine you had tight trousers on, so you're pulling the belly button in, but also up. So there's like a lift of the chest. Good. Palms shine forwards, life in those hands. And then see if you can depress the shoulders away from the ears. Good. So we don't want to overarch, so we're like over proud. It's just that slight alertness and activation. Chin is parallel with the floor. Good. On your in-breath, reach your hands high overhead. And as you exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. Fingertips down to the mat. Bend the knees as much as you need. Good. Inhale, bring your hands onto your shins and lengthen. So you're making yourself into this little L shape. Scoop up the belly. Good. As you exhale, fold, fingertips to mat. 2 more like this. Inhale, hands to shins. Press into them to lengthen through the waist. Back of the neck is nice and long. Exhale, fold. Lovely. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. This time you're going to step your left foot back. So we're in this kind of runner's start position. And then inhale, come on up to a high lunge. Reaching the hands up and overhead. Exhale, settle the shoulders down. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your left hand down to the inside of that front foot, reaching your right hand high into a twist. Now you might need to shimmy your right foot further to the right to give your body a little bit of space. Good. Keep reaching that hand high. So we want to be lifting out of the shoulder rather than caving into it. Back leg is strong. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your right hand down. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, let's go straight to downward facing dog, lifting those sit bones up to the sky. Lovely. As you inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. As you exhale, step to the top of the mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. And then as you exhale, fold. Lovely. Inhale, rise on up, press into the feet. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky. This time as you exhale, let's pull straight into it. Forward fold, hinging from the hip. Lovely. Inhale, hands press onto the shins. Lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. Step your right foot back this time into this runner's lunge. Strong back leg. Zip up through the belly and then come to high lunge. So reaching the hands high up overhead, finding your balance. As you exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Keep your back leg really straight and strong. And we're using the full footprint of the left foot. So really make sure you're using that foot. Lovely. Take a nice big breath. As you exhale, we're going to bring our right hand down to the inside of that foot. You can shimmy that foot over if you need. Good. Reach up with that left hand. Keep pressing back with that right heel. Lovely. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, step back to a plank. Use your breath. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. As you inhale, bend your knees, look forwards. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, fold, release your neck. Lovely. Heel toe the feet to the outside edges of your mat, so your big toes are pointing out. And then you're going to bend your knees, come down into a yogi squat. So if this is quite intense, you can be all the way elbows up onto the knees. This is an option. Maybe some of us want to come a bit lower. Hands can stay on the floor if you feel more supported, or hands to heart center, finding your yogi squat. Lovely. Keep your tailbone reaching down, and you want to press the weight onto the outside edges of your feet. They're going to want to like cave in, so see if you can press into the little toe edges. Lovely. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind, lengthen out your legs in front and just give them a little bit of a shake. Well done. Let's hug our right knee in and then just let it butterfly out to the side. Now, if you find you're kind of hunched like this in the lower back, this is where you might need your block again to come sit up onto. And you just find you get that length through the lower back a little bit more accessibly. Take a breath in, reach your hands high. And then as you exhale, we're going to forward fold. Now, squeezing the shoulder blades together so the back is nice and long. You can grab your knee, your calf. Maybe some of us can grab the toes. But draw your belly in. See how when you suck your tummy in, it makes you pull forwards that little bit more. Keep these left toes active, reaching back towards the face. Lovely. This right hip is just rolling out to the right. Good. Full breath in. Long breath out. Good. As you inhale, come on up. Hug this right knee in, lengthen it on out, and let's do the opposite side. So left knee in, let it drop. You want the sole of the foot somewhere down that inner seam. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath, reach the hands high. And then as you exhale, come on forwards. So making sure the lower back or the back is nice and flat. You could always use a strap here. That's an opportunity. I often find sometimes though, when I offer straps, people kind of yank and pull too hard. So that's why I try to say grab for the knee or the ankle or the calf or something. Okay, so keep these toes flexed. The front of the leg is engaged, so the back of the leg can relax and you find that length through your hamstring. Keep pulling the belly in. See how every time you pull the belly in, it gives you that little bit further into the pose. Good. As you inhale, slowly come on all the way back up. You lose the prop underneath you. Lengthen out both legs. Give them a little bit of a shake. Good. Bringing the feet flat on the mat. Arms parallel with the floor. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, round the back. So come onto the back of the pelvis, onto the lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, back of the head. Well done. Bring your feet just a little bit closer towards you. So you want to be able to brush your heel with your middle finger roughly. Good. As you inhale, press into your hands, press into the feet and lift the bum. Now for some of us, we can stay here and this is enough for us. Maybe you can interlace your fingers behind. And then once you do that, you might be able to lift up a bit higher and tuck your shoulders underneath you one at a time. So just be like wherever you're at. Steady breath, remembering that inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4. So engaging through the back side of our body. So dig the heels down for your glutes. Fire up. Squeeze in the shoulder blades together. Lovely. One more breath. And on the exhale, slowly come on down. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Good. Take a little swing of the knees from side to side. Good. And then hug both knees in towards the chest. Maybe make a little circles with your knees as well. Lovely. And then taking the arms out into a cactus shape. Just allow your hands to be like really relaxed, your shoulders to be relaxed. Take a breath in. And then allow the knees to drop to the right hand side. So just let them fall lazily. They don't doesn't matter if they land like messily. And soften through the belly. Breathing into that twist. Breathing in space to that left hand side. Lovely. Inhale, bringing the knees through center and let them just drop on over to the opposite side. See if you can soften this right shoulder back and staying with that breath. Lovely. Inhale, bringing the knees back through center. Give yourself a little hug. And then coming into our final pose, Shavasana. So lengthening out the legs nice and long. We'll take a very brief Shavasana. Your hands can rest by the sides or on the front of your body. Close off the eyes. So after the effort comes the ease. So take a big, smooth breath in through the nose. And see if you can take a nice long exhale through the mouth. 2 more like that. Big breath in. Long, slow exhale. 1 more. Softening through every joint now. every muscle, every cell. Taking just a few moments here to absorb the practice, any new movements, any new strength or space. And then starting to deepen the inhale. And lengthen the exhale. Maybe starting to bring light movement to the fingers and toes. Letting the head drop side to side. And when you're ready, reaching the hands up and overhead. Take a long stretch down every side. Maybe there's a yawn there. And then scoop up the knees. Hug it in nice and closely. Take a little rock from side to side. And then eventually just fall to one side. And then slowly come up to find a comfortable seat. Close off the eyes. You can sit however you like. You can sit back on your block if that felt good. Come back to that seated position, feeling the sit bones grounded and finding that alertness through the spine so the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sun. Smooth breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, soften the jaw, the shoulders. Well done, everyone. Bring your hands together at heart center. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for joining me for this beginner's yoga flow. I really hope you enjoyed it. Any of the slow flows on my channel will be suitable for a beginner because we move at a slower pace and I do a little bit more instructions. I also have quite a few tutorials on certain poses, so like downward dogs, planks, vinyasas, everything like that. So make sure you check out those videos in my Yoga Flow playlist. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a little thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you on tomorrow's flow. Bye.